Hello students, today I will talk about a new concept, that is moonlighting, which is reported in the Hindu newspaper. But before understanding the term moonlighting, we will know that what is the context and why this particular term has been in the news. And the context is, recently the Wipro chairman Rashid Premji has sacked 300 employees because of the moonlighting. So what is this concept? This concept is just an example. A person A is working in any company, for example Infosys. Okay, but he has the time and therefore he is also taking the project from SCL or Tech Mahindra, just an example. Then this is called a double employment. He is working in two different entities at the same time, and this is called moonlighting. And therefore the chairman of Wipro has sacked his employees because of conflict of interest. So this is the meaning of moonlighting. But the question arises that whether the law in India regulates the moonlighting. Therefore, in this context, I just want to mention Section 60 of Factories Act that prevents the double employment. It means that if you are working in one factory, you cannot work in another factory at the same time. But the question is that you need to work for 8 hours only in a day. So can you work in another factory? Can you work in another industry after 8 hours? So if you are working in a factory, for example, Tata Steel, you cannot work in another factory after 8 hours, because Section 60 of the Factories Act prohibits this. But if you are working in another industry, for example, tech industry, and if an employer is regulating your life after 8 hours, it is a kind of slavery. Therefore, there is no any law today which prevents the person from working in another industry, in another entity after 8 hours of the work. And even if a person is working within 8 hours in two different entities together, and the employer does not have any problem, or if he is not doing any scrupulous things, then he is not bound by any law. It means that if he is not doing any harm to the industry, he can work in two different industries at the same time. And this all has become possible because of this culture of work from home and the rise of gig economy. Therefore, today there is no any law that deals with moonlighting. However, there is one important Supreme Court case, that is the Glaxo Industries case. However, it is not related to moonlighting directly, but it gives a reflection of the understanding of the court in such matters. Therefore, in Glaxo Industries case, the court has clearly said that if you are conducting or if you are regulating the life of worker after the working hour, then it amounts to slavery. And therefore, the reflection which we have today is moonlighting is allowed in India. However, it is unethical practices, and if the company or if the employer proves in the court that because of the moonlighting there is a loss, or you have passed on some confidential information that has resulted into the loss of a parent company, then there are laws for it that will deal with you because of the unethical practices or because of the illegal practices. But here, moonlighting as a concept is not prohibited in the country. So the point here why I made a video on this, because moonlighting you cannot protect whenever there is a rise in gig economy and work from home. However, once there will be law, it can be regulated, but right now we don't have any law and we don't have any precedents from the court. So that's all about the understanding of the moonlighting. Thanks.